Yeah, Facebook bendia start. Yeah, hello guys, welcome to this session. This is our podcast for the Unscripted Talks. Call me Ahmed Khalif. So today we just want to talk about the Tuko Kadi trending issue. And by the way, I'm so happy that finally Kenyans have opened up their eyes. And not only Kenyans, the Gen Zs, the younger generation, are now privy to the fact that they are the ones to change the narrative of this nation. They are the ones to make sure that they drive this nation towards that corner which they wish it be taken to, and not somebody making decisions for them. Because we have members of parliament who have decided they are no longer going to listen to us, but they are going to be rubber stamps of President William Samoei Ruto. So wherever you are, kindly join the conversation. You can always text. You can always tell me what you think about this. What's your take in all of these, so that we see how we can forge a way forward. So, first and foremost, personally, I already registered as a voter long time ago. The only thing I need to do is to confirm if still I'm a voter, because lest you go to the polling station and find that you are no longer a voter, I really don't know if it reaches to that point what we are gonna do or what I'm gonna do. So I'm so much concerned with this issue of was it a day before yesterday when the Chuka University students decided that they'll go to the IEBC offices and register as voters. Unfortunately, they were turned back, and the commissioner was saying that the official registration will begin on 30th November. Okay, we know there are always set dates for official mass registration outside the IEBC offices. But if you go to the offices, it is something that should be an ongoing process. Yes, it should be an ongoing process. Unfortunately, they were told that November, but they said, fine, November itafika, and we are going to register. Because there was this narrative that the younger generations were not going to turn out for voting, but they have proved them wrong, that actually we are going to turn up for the voting. Allow me to adjust the light, because as I'm talking, you know, I'm adjusting because I'm a one-man director, a one-man cameraman. Yes, I hope at this point now I'm okay, because I was too bright. Fine. I'm finally happy that at the end of the day, we have now people who have opened their eyes. And I was talking about the issue of the narrative that was being driven, that the younger generation will just say one term on the ground They'll just say one term, and they are not going to register. But now, they have told these leaders, actually, we are going to register. And they have shown it. Now, they start another narrative that even if we take up those voting cards, we are not going to vote. They better know that people are going to vote. They better know that the younger generation are going to vote, because patience is a virtue, and it is a flower that doesn't grow in everyone's garden. But trust me, if you have patience and you have endurance, you have the greatest weapon ever formulated in the existence of the world. Somebody who can endure anything and feels like they have nothing to lose, that is a very dangerous weapon. Now, these are people that you have suffered state-sanctioned abductions. These are people who have gone through extrajudicial killings. You remember those days when they used to do presses, and they used to say that those were criminals who infiltrated the demonstrations, and it was now turning into riots. Whereas these were Gen Zs who were peacefully demonstrating using handkerchiefs and painting or smearing the toothpaste on their face, down to their eyes, to prevent the harshness of the tear gas. You understand it? Unfortunately, leaders could not see that. To them, the freedom fighters were criminals. To them, these young persons were goons, according to them. But of late, whom have we seen using goons, to be honest? Whom have we seen hiring crowds in the recent past, if not the government itself? First, by the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, we saw the mountain becoming slippery for William Samoei Ruto, the president, and his minions who are supporting him blindly. I mean, this is stupid loyalty. I call it psychophancy, whereby if somebody says go left, you go left. You don't question. Somebody tells you to jump. Instead of questioning why, you ask how high. So that's the kind of loyalty, I call it stupid loyalty, that they have a little bit. Yeah. Now, my question is, these leaders, where are you going to put your heads when actually these Gen Zs decide to turn up to vote and actually they exceed the anticipated numbers? What are you going to do? What are you going to say? Where are you going to put your head? Yeah. So as you watch, I would like you to comment with Tuko Kadi ama Niko Kadi. This will actually, help me to conduct a survey to understand that actually most of us here are not just talking, but they are actually not experimenting. They are actualizing the talks. So at the end of the day, we be the people with the say, because our members of parliament, to be open, they have been bought. They have been bought. So at this juncture, I just want to read a few comments, if there are any. Let me first begin with our Facebook. Let me begin with the Facebook to see if I'll be having any of the comments around. Good. Matthew Obando says Tuko Kadi. Thank you so much, Matthew Obando, for that comment. Thank you so much. Yes, Matthew Obando says Tuko Kadi. So let me also reply to him by saying absolutely Tuko Kadi. Absolutely. Yes. I'm doing this as also doing the live. Good. You can also share the live and give me your take, what you think about this Tuko Kadi trend. Yeah, you can tell me what you think about this. In what little way are you able to influence other youth to partake this conversation and take it a notch higher? How are you able to make sure that this Tuko Kadi does not just remain a trending hashtag, but we also actualize it? We actually see people going on ground to take up votes. Tell me something. I really want us to have a conversation around this. Yeah, that is why I've decided to do this live session with you, because I need to get your mind. By the way, King Kaka said something about this trending of Tuko Kadi. King Kaka said that, you know, are you not tired? Are you not tired? I mean, what if in the past 2022 general elections, we had 8 million people who did not vote? And if we check, still in 2022, we had approximately 14 million persons who did not vote. But as we speak, they are eligible to vote. Some of them have already taken up IDs. Some of them have already registered as voters, while most of them haven't still registered as voters. Now, this is the population that we are counting on. Now, can you imagine 14 million plus 8 million? That is approximately 22 million. But now we cannot say that all those votes are going to vote against William Samoei Ruto. We can take approximately, let us say, 2 million are not interested in politics. 2 million are maybe dead. 2 million whatsoever are not concerned with issues of voting and all that. We remain with the 20 million. Can you imagine if 20 million youths, because they're the major population, if they decide to vote, what amount of rigging will happen to make sure that the incumbent ascends to presidency for a second term? Is it even possible? It's not possible. That is why I'm asking you, let us not take this as a joke. Let us take it as a wake-up call. Let us make sure that we actually take up this mantle by ourselves. Because as I said, nobody is coming to our rescue unless it is ourselves who want the rescue. It won't come easy. It won't come on a silver platter. But we can make it happen. We can make it happen. So thanks, Matthew Obando, for that comment of Tuko Kadi. So let me go check again on our YouTube channel. Let me check our YouTube channel to see if we have comments over there. Any comments over there? Let me check. My app isn't loading. What's happening, man? Okay. Let me try another app because I'm trying to check it via the YouTube app. It's not loading up comments on the session over there. I'm also not seeing comments over there. So let me use the Mozilla app so that I may load my YouTube channel so that I get to see the comments. It's so unfortunate that I'm unable to see the comments from the YouTube app. Okay, let me check over here. Let me check. It's loading. Let's hope that I'm gonna find something. Guys, keep the conversation going. Trickle in your comments about Tuko Kadi. Yeah, because we've suffered for a long time, right? Yeah, we've suffered for a long time. My friend, this thing doesn't want me to read your YouTube comments. Alafu nihangaike hivi kisha nipate mjanika comment hata moja. I might end up this live. What's happening? I want to go to youtube.com. This is the Unscripted Talks by Ahmed Khalif. Good. Finally, I found the live here. Finally. I don't know whether I'll be able to read the comments, but let me just try, because it wasn't loading the comment section. It wasn't loading the comment section. Let me hope that it will load. Guys, kindly subscribe if you're watching from my YouTube channel. If you are watching from our Facebook page, kindly follow the page so that anytime that we are live or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the very first person to be notified. I'm sorry, there is no comment because I'm trying to load the live chat panel. I'm kind of wondering what's not happening, man. What's not happening? By the way, thanks for those who are continuing to subscribe to our channel. I'm seeing we are at 9,360 something. Great. I'm so happy for that. Yeah, I'm so happy for that. Anyway, let's hope that good. I'm unable to open the comment section. I don't know. Kindly somebody start the conversation so that we are able to delve in it. Okay, so that we don't become so boring. So this is an initiative that should be really appreciated. The Tuko Kadi staff. So for those who, hapa Kenya huwa tuna watu ambao they may be asking, what is this Tuko Kadi? Sometimes you wonder if people live in Mars or any other planet. But Tuko Kadi is an initiative of one lady who decided that we are tired, and we want to get away from the narrative that young people do not vote. Yeah, and I've seen Ruto also saying to Kadi, wait, this tag, kindly, this tag, you politicians, tafadhali, you're going to spoil this thing for us. I mean, what? It is so funny to have somebody like William Samoei Ruto saying to Kadi, Ruto, tafadhal, I mean, just don't spoil this thing for us. Kindly, don't spoil this thing for us. Now, this is a piece by Citizen Digital. For those who don't know what Tuko Kadi is, now I'm reading verbatim. Determined to make their voices count at the ballot, thousands of youths are turning out at voter registration centers across the country. By Thursday evening, long queues had formed, creating a logistical challenge for IEBC, that is the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, officials managing the ongoing voter registration. The new mobilization drive, Tuko Kadi, so you understand, it is a mobilization drive, is a campaign being led and championed by Gen Z themselves. So, Citizen TV visited Anniversary Towers in Nairobi just minutes before 5 p.m., where young Kenyans were still packed at the IEBC headquarters registration center, a clear sign of their determination to shape their future. The voter registration drive has exceeded expectations, with thousands of first-time voters registering to have their voices heard. From bustling Nairobi streets to other towns like Thika, the enthusiasm is palpable. Young people are seizing this chance to influence policies, elect leaders, and decide Kenya's path. According to Alan Ademba, the brains behind the Tuko Kadi initiative, which seeks to mobilize the youth to register as voters, the numbers are clear. Kenya's youth are ready to lead. In Transmara, Narok County, both young and old turn out in large numbers to add their names to the voter register. At the IEBC offices in Nyeri Town, activity was buzzing, with youth sustaining their optimism and determination to participate in the democratic process. The ongoing mass voter registration forms part of an enhanced drive to support the continuous voter registration exercise that began in September 2025. Well, now, for those who didn't know, now you know. It is a mobilization exercise for those who want to register as voters. We are clearing the narrative that youths are not going to vote, youths are not going to take up votes. Now, here they are. They are registering as voters. And I'm so happy that the youth are embracing this. King Kaka said that, what if we just choose one person who is 35 and above? Because, you know, according to the Constitution, you have to be 35 and above a Kenyan. That's it. And make sure that we give this person the support that is required. A person who is easy to talk to. A person who can listen. A person who is competent enough to make sure that this country achieves its desired end, and not coming up with blatant manifestos that we just see this is a lie, of telling us how Wi-Fi is going to be free. No, we don't want that. We need somebody to tell us how they are going to stabilize this economy, because we know the hole that Ruto has already dug. We need someone who will tell us openly how much they have collected from our taxes and how they are going to use these taxes. We need someone who will tell us, we want to do this project of road construction from point A to point B using such amount of monies. The company that has been awarded this tender is so and so. The criteria that was used to award this tender is this. I mean, simple is honesty, transparency. Simple as that. Now, as this happens, I fear for one thing. I've always said this more than once. Not enough times, more than once. There's never enough times to repeat civic education. Now, or we have a theory of simple, organized minority and complicated or complex, unorganized or disorganized majority. So even as we take these votes, or as we take these voter registration, we risk one thing: being a majority who are not speaking one language. What do I mean? If you go back to history, in one of the years that the late President Moi was vying for presidency, he won votes by 1 million votes. But the others who were running against him, Mwai Kibaki included and other people, when their votes were combined, it was over 3 million votes. Now you see, should they have come up together, consolidated their support base, all these votes would have gone to one basket and they would have dethroned Moi from the presidency in a very legal means. That is the same thing that we have currently. We have a majority who are against Ruto's presidency. Actually, they are saying one term, if not loudly, silently, within their rooms. I mean, tell me any civil servant outside who would gladly come out and sing one term. They fear. But again, tell me who will sing two term. No one. Because look at the payslip. Its dignity has been taken away. And that is why we are leaders like Rigathi Gachagua saying they are going to restore the dignity of the payslip. Look at Shah. Just the other day, you saw the dossier at the NTV about how Shah has become unsustainable. Why? We have ghost hospitals who get compensation, who get capitation, yet they don't exist. And by the way, they are receiving more than the level 5 hospitals that we know. And through that, Kenyans have been deprived of their right to seek better medical attention. And you are here, you want to tell me that you are a two-term person. So, you see, we have a majority of people who are not pro-Ruto's regime. So, if, let's say, there's this theory that Moses Kuria was bringing in that come 2027, Matiang'i will vie for himself and Kalonzo will vie for himself. Gachagua has the numbers in the mountain. You see, if that actualizes, I'm sorry to say this, that we shall give Ruto an easy way through to presidency. But if Matiang'i decides, Gachagua decides, Kalonzo decides, Mithika Linturi, we have Martha Karua, George Natembeya, Eugene Wamalwa, if they decide, and also now the Tuko Kadi front, again, the Linda Mwananchi, Vuguvugu la Linda Mwananchi, if all these persons would come together, produce one person, and tell Kenyans, this is the person whom we've seen, this is the person whom we've chosen, this is the person that we want to give our votes, then Kenyans, the youth, all decide to rally the support behind that person. Oh, The wheelbarrow will be at Sugoi by 6 a.m. in the morning, carrying the honor of UDA, which is none other than President William Samoei Ruto. That is the fact. But should you go separate ways, such that every person wants to be elected into the leadership position, trust me, you will be giving a leeway for Ruto to take up the mantle for a second term. Let me check again if I've preached enough for you people to comment. So far, when I began, I only saw one comment for... Matthew Obando. Okay. Let me check. I wonder why my stuff is loading too slow. I hope that's not the case on the other end. I just hope that's not the case on the other end. I'm happy that that's not the case. Good. Devins, I think this Devins. Okay, Tuko Kadi commented Tuko Kadi over there. That is on Facebook. Let me check on YouTube if I also have a comment. I don't know why I'm unable to see the comments. What's happening? What's happening? Because I need to. Okay. Good. Let me do this. I might be able to see. Now I can be able to comment myself. I wasn't able, but I can see I'm now able to comment. So thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe and press the notification button so that anytime that we are live or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the very first person to be notified. Good. Okay, so guys, what do you think? Give me your take, because since I began, I'm only seeing no comments up to now. I can also see Oguda's Com Furniture liked the live. Thank you so much for the like. Thank you so much for the like. You could also share so that we have this conversation around. Anyway, I planned this for 30 minutes. It's past 30 minutes. So allow me to conclude. So all I'll say, I'm happy for the initiative, and all I'll ask you, let us support this initiative, because at the end of the day, it is we as Kenyans who are suffering. Let us not allow ourselves to be hoodwinked by the government. We see right now they are rushing with the projects, and we said this in the advent of 2026 approaching 2027. Kenya will be bombarded with the projects, and this will be in terms of trying to wipe the bloodshed by the extrajudicial killings, the state-sanctioned abductions. And some people will be convinced and they'll start saying, oh wow, the president is working, oh the regime is working. That's equitable to Ndwana. Unajua Ndwana, that hook that catches the fish, yeah, that worm that is always put there so that it might lure the fish into the trap, then it will be fished. You understand? Now, whatever the president is doing is an equivalent of ndoana. You understand? When you bait it and you elect him, then you shall know the true colors. I mean, what more do you want to learn from this man that you haven't learned? I'm asking you. Well, give me your take in the comment section. Ahmed Khalif is my name for the unscripted talks here in DURB Radio. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thanks for being there for me. Until next time. Bye bye.